Hello everybody, Bill Platt. Welcome back to the Bill Platt for Authors channel. Right here, let's see, where's it at? Right here, Bill Platt for Authors. If you go billplattforauthors.com, you can subscribe to my mailing list, or right over here, right there, is going to be a subscribe button for YouTube, and you can be notified anytime I upload a new video. So I'm doing a series of videos here designed to help book authors with their journey from concept to publication to promoting their books and how to build an audience and so on and so forth. So one of the things in this video is going to be really short as compared to the last two, which were quite lengthy. But what I want to talk to you about tonight is the 99-cent promotion. And what we run into with that, a lot of people do it. They think that's the best way to promote their books, is to get on a mailing list to announce a 99-cent book promotion, or to use the hashtag 99 cents within social media. And I'm going to argue that that's not the best way to promote our books. And the reason being, from my point of view, is we're putting the focus. People buy for particular reasons. And when we are doing the 99-cent hashtag, we are putting the focus on the price of the book rather than the content of the book. And most people do not make their buying decisions based on the price of the book. Sure, there are some people out there who are maybe on a tighter budget and the 99-cent special works for them. But that's not going to be enough to convince most people to actually purchase your book. So I think we're all doing ourselves a disservice using the programs that insist on, well, you have to mark it down to 99 cents, then you have to pay us to promote it for you. I think we're doing all of ourselves a great disservice by buying into that mindset, because honestly, when it comes down to it, and I discussed this at great length in the last video in the book marketing primer, the reason people buy is they're selfish people. They want what they want from a book. And like with a fiction book, it's an escape from the real world for a day. They can join a character they love and go on a journey with that character. With a nonfiction book, they have a problem that's causing them great grief, and they're looking for somebody to help them with a solution. And when we jump out there and we scream to the world, I've got a book, 99 cents, click here, we're taking away the primary reason why people buy books. So the thing of it is, when we're doing the 99-cent sales, that's nice for some people, but it's not necessarily going to achieve the results we want to achieve, because people, when they come to our book listing, they want to know what we can do for them. The price is immaterial. And it's interesting, we've done a lot of testing over the years, and I'm a marketing geek, okay, so I'm not the only one, but I've got products that I've sold for $7 and $47, and the conversion rates are the same. So it's just a matter, the actual price of the product's really immaterial. And it really is. And you can test this. You can test this yourself. But what's important is for you as the author to be able to make a living from your writing. Okay? So when we frame the buy my book scenario in the context of cash, it's only going to cost you 99 cents to get a copy of my book today, then we're escaping the real reason why people buy books. Now, the bargain hunters are over there and they're going through that list, but the 99 cent is only the interest part of the ADA. And I talked about ADA yesterday. So it's grabbing attention, creating interest, creating desire, and asking for an action. So it's attention, interest, desire, action. Okay? And we should use that when we're putting together our book listing, and we should also use it when we're putting together our advertising. And the way I explained it yesterday, I said, when you're announcing your book, it's like, hey, I've got a book, pay attention to me, look at my listing, and then the interest part is, I've got a book here that's about a vampire and his bride. So we've told them about the genre of the book. That's the creating interest phase of the book. And then creating desire. Desire is what leads people to take action. So if you're doing advertising and you're trying to create desire, the action you want them to take is click this link to learn more about my book. When they get to the book listing page on Amazon, after the desire, the action we want them to take is actually pull out their wallet and buy the book. Okay? So we have to create desire before we ask for them to take an action. And the desire has to be real. They have to have a real desire in their heart to actually take the action you want them to take. Click this button to learn more, or click here to buy my book. But so you're getting attention, you're getting eyeballs, you're getting people to look at your book. You're creating interest by talking about the general idea of what the book is about, what genre it's in, so on and so forth. Creating desire is where you convince people to actually purchase your book, or you convince them to click the link to learn more about your book, and then the action is the action they take to go to the next step. And so when you're telling somebody it's a 99-cent book, that's an interest point. That's attention, interest. But you still have to create desire. If you don't create the desire, nothing's going to happen. It's a formula for a reason. You have to do all 4 steps: attention, interest, desire, and action. So if you jump out there with a 99-cent tag, that's interest. You still have to create desire. So in order to get them to take the action, okay? So you do want to make sure that when you're doing that 99-cent special, you don't stop at saying it's a 99-cent special. It's not enough to tell them that they can get it for $1, right? What's important is you have to create desire to own. People need to have a desire to own your book. And the desire is to read the book, but in order to read the book, they must first own the book, okay? So it's important for us to realize that the 99-cent sale is strictly an interest. It creates an interest in the product, but does not create desire to own the product. And without the desire, there is no money changing hands, okay? So I wanted to talk about that and explain that to you. So the best way I've seen the 99-cent sale used is to, and this is another thing I was talking about in the previous 2 videos, is driving traffic to your book on Amazon. So with most books, we put them up there, and we might sell 1 or 2 copies today, we might sell 1 or 2 copies tomorrow, and eventually we sold 30 or 40 copies, and then somebody's going to find it and discover it and broadcast it to their audience, and then maybe we'll have 100 people in there buying the book. And then somebody out of that group's going to announce the book to their audience. And eventually we climb up and we become a popular book. But there are those of us who use marketing to drive a burst of traffic to our books. And I did one time where I was able to put 500 buyers on a book within the first 24 hours. And that triggered the Amazon algorithm, and then Amazon started promoting my book, and they put another 500 buyers in there in that same 24 hours. And then they put another 500 buyers over the next 30 days. So I generated the first 500 sales, and then Amazon came in and generated the next 1,000 sales. And so that book went up to 444 in the Amazon paid rankings for all books inside Amazon. It was #1 in all of its categories. It was #1 in its categories in every country that Amazon does business. It was top um, 100, I believe, in Canada, top 200 in Australia for the entire store. Okay, so what that is, that's a burst of traffic that you're sending into a book. People who are um, pre pre qualified to want to own your book. Okay, so with the traffic strategy, we're trying to find the people who are most likely to want to buy our book and throw them at Amazon on day one so that we generate a fast rush of sales, and then we become not only top of category and start climbing the charts for the entire store, but we also get announced in the hot new releases. And that particular book I did that with, I was in the hot new releases for almost 30 days. So that helped add to the sales going down the line. So if you're going to do the 99-cent sale, and the one person I know who does extraordinarily well with it, and I know several people who do this. Don't get me wrong, it's not just one person, but several people. And the one person that I'm thinking of primarily when I'm telling this story is a lady who had like 1,500 people on her mailing list. And she never offers her book for free, ever. Ever. And so what she does is the retail price on the book is going to be $2.99 or $3.99, and then she does the 99-cent special for the first 24 hours of launch. So the people who are on her mailing list will receive a notice from her saying, hey, if you buy my book on launch day, you can get it for 99 cents. And she uses that as a leverage to drive traffic on the day of the launch. So they're going to save $2 if they buy it today. And so, but if you buy it tomorrow, it's going to be $2.99 instead of 99 cents. And she uses that as a leverage to drive traffic to her book and drive people to buy her book. And these people are pre-qualified to want to own her book anyway because they purchased all of her other books previously, or at least some of her books previously. So she's using that as leverage to drive traffic to her offer on launch day. And then she sells so many copies in the first 5 or 6 hours after launch that she triggers the Amazon algorithm. And then Amazon starts promoting her book. And she's had like 30 top 100 books on Amazon. It's just incredible. And she does it with the mailing list. And she does it with the 99-cent sale. But in her case, the 99 cent is not something separate from the desire that she created to own the book. The 99 cent is simply a jump now, it is take action right now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Take action today. And so she uses it as the leverage to get people to take action now instead of waiting till tomorrow or waiting until next week. Okay? These people are already pre-qualified and ready to buy her book, and she's given them a benefit of being on her list that for the first 24 hours after launch, you can know about it and you can get my book for 99 cents. Okay? So the 99 cent thing, it can be useful. But the way most people use it, it never is. Because if you're doing the 99 cent to create interest, but you're not creating desire, people aren't going to buy your book. You have to do both. The AIDA formula, attention, interest, desire, and action. So if you want to learn more about the AIDA, you can go back to the previous video in the series, and it's called Book Marketing Primer, Video 2. And go in and watch that, and I cover it for like an hour and a half, and it's really good training. But I want you to understand the very essence of the 99 cent sale is that it's creating interest but not desire for ownership. And so you have to bring that desire factor in to get people to purchase your book. And it is often best used as a tool with your own author's mailing list and not necessarily announcing the book to strangers. Now, some will argue that BookBub is announcing to strangers, and they only broadcast books that are 99 cents or at a discount. So one could argue that yes, 99-cent sales work, but only if you're also creating desire. So you have to create that desire, whether it's 99 cents or full price. And that's the important thing I want you to take away from this. 99 cents is interest. Desire is what sells the book. Okay? Thank you very much. My name is Bill Platt. Until next time, have a great one.